Hi guys, Gina here, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. So if you guys have been following along with my weight loss journey on YouTube, you would probably know that it's been an up and down struggle for me. So I recently came out to you guys and let you guys know that I do have a binge eating disorder, to where I binge eating on food and then I purge. So I am currently 90 days strong in my recovery process. So I have gone over 90 days without binge and purging, which is fantastic for me, especially since this has been a struggle I've had for 17 years, you guys. And it is not easy to open up and share this with you guys, but at the same time, I am choosing to open that part of my life up to you guys. So that is not something that I regret doing, and it's something that I hope can inspire at least one person watching these videos. So I have been all across the board in terms of different programs I wanted to try, how I can lose weight, what should I be doing, should I do keto, should I do low carb, should I do Weight Watchers? So back when I was in high school, this was my senior year. I was about to go into my senior year of high school, and I had made a commitment to myself that I did not want to be overweight for my senior year of high school. I had struggled with this so much, but back at that time, I still had my bulimia disorder. So I was very active. I was in the color guard, and we had practices hours on end, multiple times a week. So I was very active when I had joined Weight Watchers. So it was actually funny story. I'll do a little backstory. I had asked my mom, hey, can you sign me up for Weight Watchers? And my mom is one of those people who didn't see the value of spending money on something in terms of losing weight. She's just like, why don't you just eat a little better? My mom thought it was as simple as that. And I don't blame her for that, because I mean, not very many 17-year-olds are coming to their parents saying, hey, I want money for a weight loss program. So I understand where she was coming from, because she really didn't, know the bulk of the issue I was dealing with. So I would go to meetings, and at the time, I covered it up. I told her, oh, I'm gonna go hang out with Brittany, or I'm gonna go to the mall, or I'm doing this, I'm gonna go study. But really, I was at Weight Watcher meetings. So I think you had to be 16 years old to sign up without a parent. So I would drive myself to Weight Watcher meetings when I was in high school, and I dropped a lot of weight that summer. So I think I dropped a total of 30 pounds, something like that. So I had slimmed down for my senior year, and I kept it off, and I was a lot happier in my skin, thinner. So then, I got into college, and the, freshman 15 really hit me. I was working in restaurants, so I was eating more foods I shouldn't have, but I ate it because it was free to me because I worked there. And then I got more into Starbucks and all of the Starbucks drinks. And then came the 20s, where I started to drink and all of that stuff. So it was a huge struggle with me. And then when I had gotten engaged to Chris, I was preparing for my wedding. And I remember this time, it was January, because I remember running on the treadmill to The Bachelor. So I'm back into that season where I was 6 years ago when I was prepping for my wedding. And I told myself, I don't want to be overweight for my wedding. And I succeeded in that goal too. And I got down to my lowest was 150 pounds. So that was my lowest. That was my lowest when I was in high school, was around 150 pounds. And that is a really good weight for me. My doctor wants me to be around 145, but I am happy around 150 for my frame. I am 5'7", I am tall. So I'm happy with that. So currently, I have no clue how much I weigh right now, because I haven't been on the scale since I came back from Vegas on Saturday. So I weighed it on Sunday, and that number was 179. So I'll just tell you that number, but I know it was a lot of water weight, a lot of alcohol weight. So I haven't been on the scale since, but I will step on the scale on Sunday, because I'm trying to just weigh myself on Sunday. So after this long intro of my dieting past, I wanted to share with you guys that I am back on Weight Watchers. Weight Watchers is something that I always go back to because I love it so much. So I wanted to give you guys 5 tips in starting a Weight Watcher plan. So first thing with Weight Watchers is there are 2 different types of Weight Watcher plans you can do. You can do an online only plan, or you can do an online with in-person meetings. So if you're someone who really likes that in-person accountability, you like listening to a speaker giving you advice and suggestions, and if you like that, I have to weigh in at this day, then that could be a really good fit for you. But if you're like, no, I don't have the time to add extra things into my life, you can just strictly go online. They have online accountability coaches, and the Weight Watcher community is huge, you guys. So there are tons of support systems you can find in the Weight Watcher community online, even some YouTubers. So I've recently started watching a girl named Lois Lane. So I have really been enjoying her videos. So I'm going to leave her channel linked below if you guys want to check her out. But I will say this. With the in-person meetings, something that I found is I worked harder knowing I was going to step on the scale at the meeting. So that's what I found worked really well for the in-person meetings. It wasn't necessarily me sitting down and like listening to a lesson or motivation tips. It was me knowing that I needed to step on the scale and see what the scale said. So I know that the scale is something that we shouldn't be weighing in terms of where our weight loss is and whatnot. But for me, oh man, I thought that was a spider. It wasn't a spider. So for me, the scale is something I do measure in terms of my success on my weight loss journey, because for me, I'm overweight and it's not muscle. So I can't tell myself, oh, I'm overweight because I have a bunch of muscle. No, it's not muscle at all for me. So right now I am in weight loss mode. So once I get down to a more healthy weight, then I will not be as nervous if I am, lifting weights, building that muscle. But right now I am overweight. So I am using the scale as a measure of my success because I'm overweight and I need to lose weight if I want to have another baby. So that's where I'm at right now. So the BMI scale for me and the numbers in terms of how much I weigh is a factor for me because I am pre-diabetic. I will always be pre-diabetic after having gestational diabetes. So I'm always at that risk. So for me, the number of how much I weigh is really crucial to my health. So I do use the scale as a way to, so I do use the scale in terms of measuring my success in my journey. So next thing that I would really recommend with Weight Watchers is getting used to your 0-point foods. So when you go into the app, I'm going to go ahead and share with you guys the app real quick. The app is fantastic, by the way. But they have a list of 0-point foods. So at the bottom of your Weight Watcher app, they actually have a list of 0-point foods, and they have it itemized in terms of different categories. So fruits, vegetables, proteins, dairies. So on the plan I'm on, 0-point foods are all fruits and vegetables minus sweet potatoes, avocados, and potatoes. You have to count points for those three because they are starches, and the avocados you have to count for. And then also proteins like eggs, chicken, and lean ground turkey are all 0 points. And 0% Greek yogurt, plain Greek yogurt are 0-point foods. So something that I do that is really helpful in the beginning is I stock my fridge up with 0-point foods. So we're talking apples and bananas and carrots, and making sure I have a lot of lean chicken and turkey. And something else I do is plain Greek yogurt, like I mentioned, but I add the Jordan skinny syrup into it, and then I mix it with some cinnamon, and it's so good for a snack. So anytime I'm feeling hungry, but I don't want to use points on something, then I always reach for a 0-point option. So loading your fridge up with 0-point foods is always a really good idea, and start to love those 0-point foods. So there are a lot of things you can make. Currently right now I have a 0-point chili going right now, so it's really easy, you guys. It's just ground turkey, it's crushed tomatoes, red onions, and tomato paste, and chicken broth. So that's what's in a 0-point soup, and I could literally sit there and eat as much as I want for 0 points. So that is my second tip, is stock your fridge up with 0-point foods. Third, you need to share with your family and friends and the people you're around what you are doing, what your goals are. So it's always good to have someone who is helping you be accountable. You guys, I feel like this is such an important step in any weight loss journey. So just to give you something that happened to me yesterday. In fact, I was in Target with my mom, and I have limited myself to 1 Starbucks a week on Fridays. And I was starting to feel weak. I saw the Starbucks inside Target, and I was like, Mom, I want a coffee. And she very abruptly said, Gina, it is not Friday. You're not getting your coffee. And I'm like, okay, fair enough, Mom, because I'm currently on a no buy as well. So the rules are I can't spend out of pocket for my coffee. So if someone buys me a coffee, then it's all okay. But my mom said, no, Gina, it's not Friday, so I'm not buying you a coffee today. So Chris has worked it out to where he's going to buy me a coffee every Friday. So it keeps me on track with my no buy, which was no buy Starbucks unless someone else buys it for me or I'm traveling. So today is Friday when I'm filming this video. So I am looking forward to my Friday Starbucks. So having an accountability partner is really important. Also, when you're going out to eat, so we went out to a Mexican restaurant over New Year's Eve. And my family knows that I can't be eating tortilla chips. So they sat me on the other end of the table where there were no tortilla chips. So that really helped me with my accountability there as well. So, and I had to vocalize with my father-in-law. He's so sweet and he always buys me Starbucks anytime he comes over. But I was like, Dad, like we got to stop it because I'm trying to lose some weight and I'm trying to limit my Starbucks intake. So now he doesn't come over with any Starbucks. And if he gets the kids like cake pops or cookies, he always hides it in his jacket and puts it in the cupboard and then lets my husband know like, hey, the kids have a snack. So he keeps it to where I am not being tempted when he comes in and I see like a bag of cake pops or other treats that he may have for the kids. So that is super important as well. The fourth thing that you really need to start doing is any weight loss program, but something really important with Weight Watchers for you just to get in the habit of doing is do some sort of exercise at least 4 times a week, because what's really great about Weight Watchers is they calculate your activity points. So the more active you are, the more points you get, which means the more food you can eat. So that is something that is really crucial. One, for your mental health, your physical health. But if you're someone who likes to like indulge in treats, like maybe on the weekend, or you want to save your points for going out to dinner or whatever it may be, you want to save up your points for some beers or cocktails, you absolutely could do that. So getting yourself moving is going to give you some extra fitness points. So just to give you guys a rundown of my workout as of lately, I started small. So I started walking a mile, then running a mile. So I did that for a whole entire week. And then this week, what I did was I walked a half mile and then ran a mile and a half 2 days out of the week. And then I did an interval training on Wednesday where I walked a quarter mile, ran a quarter mile. And then yesterday I did my long run to where I did like 20 minutes of running. Which was 2 miles. So I was able to rack up like 12 points. So last night I was able to have 4 tablespoons of peanut butter and I was just craving something sweet, craving something that was just indulgent on my end. And for me, my most indulgent snack is always apples and peanut butter. It's such a comfort food for me. So I found that really helped me a lot. So I watched Married at First Sight last night with a crap ton of peanut butter and I was not mad at that. So making sure you're getting yourself moving. If you have any type of like Fitbit or Apple Watch or activity band, you can link it to your Weight Watcher app and it's going to automatically count the points for you at the end of the day. So I absolutely love that. So the last thing I'm going to mention to you guys is having some sort of non-food reward, if that makes any sense. So for me, in the past, if I had lost like a few pounds or at the end of the week, it was like my cheat day, I would go nuts on my cheat days and just literally have no control over what I was eating. But at the same time, I was still dealing with a binge and purge problem. So I no longer do that. So I find things that I love that are not food related. So something that I treat myself to every single month now is I go and get my nails done. I go and get a gel manicure and a pedicure and a neck massage that goes along with it. And that is my monthly treat to myself for being good and staying on track. Something that I like to do as of lately is taking baths. Like I go through phases where I like showers or I like baths, and you guys, baths are just so incredibly soothing. So I will treat myself to a bath and I'll make a chai tea latte at home, which is so easy to do, which I'll share with you guys in a what I eat in a day video. But I have learned to love these non-food rewards when it comes to my weight loss journey on Weight Watchers. So finding something that is a treat that is not food related, I feel is really great. So you're not constantly having to treat yourself with food things, because for me, I'm trying to get away from that like connection with food that I have, the unhealthy obsession and relationship I have with food. So that is currently why I'm in a recovery group for bulimia and food issues. So I'm working through that, and I am so excited for 2020. And I know this is going to be my year to finally get it in gear and get things going. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and you'll be seeing more Weight Watcher content coming from me. I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I will talk to you all later. Bye, guys.